Hey, how you doing? Justin here, and today we're going to be discussing a very, very cool little ear training exercise, which you can only really do once you've learned your seconds, thirds, fourths, and fifths, which you've all done now, I hope, and you're confident with those different intervals. Now, this is all based around a very common little shape on the guitar, which I'm going to do it in the key of D. So I've got my second finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, okay? And the first 5 notes of the major scale would start with the second finger, then little finger down the same string, then first finger on the next string, which would be the 4th fret, second finger back in the 5th fret, and little finger down in the 7th fret. Okay. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Now, most melodies, most of the time, are within that bound of the 5th. Very infrequently do we have these big melody jumps. They happen, of course, but it's much more common to have these melodies within this perfect 5th interval. So learning to really get to grips with those ones particularly is a really great idea. So what I'm going to share with you is this little exercise I used to do quite a lot. I think it was really helpful for myself, so hopefully it'll be good for you as well. So the first step is just playing up and down the scale just on those first 5 notes. So starting with this, singing along with it as well. This is a singing and playing exercise at the same time. Da-dum, la 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 la. Again. La 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 la. And see if you can get all of the way up and just stop on the highest note and check it with your little finger. So, la, 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 la. And you should find that that note that you're playing with your little finger should be exactly the same. It's a good way of telling if you're able to step up the major scale and keep your intonation, your tune, your in-tuneness as you go. So, la, 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 la. Okay, just a few times doing that. Find a key that's comfortable for you for this exercise to start off with. It's a good idea, again, moving it around. But, I know that either C or D are kind of good ones for my vocal range. So hopefully, as you've been doing these exercises, you've found a particular area of the guitar that feels comfortable for you. So that's where you want to start with this kind of exercise. Now, the next thing we're going to do is sing each one of the intervals, one after the other. So we play, first of all, the second. So we go, la, la, and then we check it. Then the major third, la, la. Then the fourth, la, la. Then the fifth, la, la. Okay. Sometimes it can help to leave that note ringing out because you start to hear the clash of the 2 notes and you'll start to recognize your harmonic intervals as well as the melodic ones, which is something we're going to talk about way later. Other time, if you find that too difficult, then you can always lift the note off and go like la, 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 and check it, la, la, or leave it, la, la. Okay, either one of those things are fine. They both kind of slightly work out different things, but the exercise of being able to sing it up and down, la 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 la, really useful. You can use las or ums or hum, whatever you like, so long as you're expressing somehow out of your head the sound and the pitches of the music that you should be kind of hear. You kind of have to hear it in your mind if you're going to let it out and sing it. So this is where you're developing that relationship, right? So that would be first thing, up and down the scale. Then test yourself if you're going up. La, 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 la. Again. La, 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 la. Then one at a time. La, 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 la. And then start doing it at random. So you're just going to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to try and do the fourth. La, 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 la. Then might do the second. La, la, and check it. Third. La, la, maybe the fifth. La, la. Then back to the second, la, la. And just see if you can really get familiar within that 5 notes. Like I said, these are really, really common intervals that you can hear in melodies all the time. So the more you can get to grips with them and how they sound and the relationships between them and really build a mental map of where to find those sounds, it's a really, really big deal. Now, It is possible, of course, to use this shape or rather different shapes to play those 5 notes. So this was kind of central to the root. You could also go up. So it'd be 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, all on the same string then. 5, 7. You can go back, so you go from the 5th fret to the 2nd fret on the 4th string, 4th fret, 5th fret, and then 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Of course, things change when you get anywhere near the 2nd string. Okay, it becomes a different shape. Now, most of you should be able to, at this point, be able to do it by hearing, by just listening. Or does it sound like the major scale? And if something's not right, that you should be able to correct it. My instinct is for this exercise, because we're really trying to just develop the relationship and solidify your understanding and your mental programming of those intervals, you just stick with that first pattern that I've just shown you and really get comfortable with that. Don't worry about doing the other ones. Think of them as a more advanced exercise that you might come back and revisit later on. But for now, just see if you can work on that one shape and really, really develop a relationship between your musical mind and your ear and your fingers on the fretboard. So again, this is a 5-minute a day, and not forgetting to do that 5 minutes just on finding melodies that you know. Making a list is a really good idea, so you're keeping track of what songs you're being able to play by ear, and then work on starting on a different finger or moving to a different part of the neck or starting on a different string that you might have done before. Continually pushing yourself, because if the melody is strong in your musical mind, you should be able to express it. So the quest then becomes to solidify the sounds in your musical mind, which is another part of the game indeed. So plenty of practice on that, and now we're going to be checking out a test to see how you go with your seconds, thirds, fourths and fifths, and I'll see you for that very soon. Again, don't forget to check out the website. There are loads and loads of lessons to help you out on your ear training journey. So I'll see you for plenty more very soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.